Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my review for a Adam Sandler film that isn't really talked about much, and that is The Cobbler. Um, Basically, he plays a cobbler, person who repairs shoes, and he's just kind of at that point in his life where he's not really wanting to be a cobbler. He's wanting to do something else. Uh, but he's kind of torn. He's kind of stuck because he's also taking care of his mom, who's suffering with some health, mental health issues. Um, and what really threw me off with this movie is the fact that they went very, I don't know if you'd call it, I guess, fantasy with it. There's this ability for cobblers to, when they repair shoes on this old machine that his dad used to repair shoes on, he finds out that he could put the shoes on and become that person. He literally looks like him, talks like him, everything. So he starts sort of taking advantage of that situation, and he gets himself into some trouble, and he has to get himself out of it while also ends up helping this other older person that's fixing to lose his house. And it doesn't really, for me, unless I missed something, it didn't really explain how they have this ability. And while it did bring for some comedy to the story, I kind of really just would have liked to seen maybe Adam just had a movie where he, turned his life around in a different way, in a more realistic way, something that didn't lean so far into fantasy. Um, I didn't hate the movie. I think Adam Sandler does a good job. I think all performances are good. There's not really one bad performance. I did laugh a couple times with some of the comedy. But it just didn't have that special something that movies of his, like his classics like Waterboy and Big Daddy and stuff like that has. It was missing that. I think it was the fact that it kind of reminded me of Click too. Like Click kind of did that same kind of fantasy thing where you have a remote that could shift him through time backwards and forwards, and pause time and all that kind of stuff. I didn't love that one either. I know some people enjoy that one, but I didn't love that one either. I don't think you liked that one at all, did you?
Well, I like Click a little bit. I didn't like that.
It's just something when he tries to do these kind of fantasy things. They're okay. I don't hate them, but I don't love them.
They're not like his old stuff.
Yeah, it's not like his old stuff. I still need to see some more of his dramatic roles. There's still, like Punch Drunk Love, I still need to see being one of them. But I feel like I may like them more as long as they stay with the dramatic stuff and not dive into the fantasy stuff. The one real thing, now I know with his Uncut Gems, what really got me with that movie was the yelling and the I had an issue with one of the characters, but I am going to give that a rewatch at some point. But I don't think I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to send this to my friend that wants it. It's just not something I'm going to revisit, unfortunately. And it sucks because I do enjoy Adam Sandler a lot, but he's not made anything recently within the last, say, 5 years that I've loved. Maybe even closer to 10 years that I've loved, that I've seen. And it kind of sucks. Which, like I said, I do need to see. I still need to see his one new one that came out on. I think it's Netflix or one of those streaming services. Hustle. I know. I've heard
It's
that's.
on Hulu.
Is it Hulu?
It's Hulu. Are you talking about with J Lo?
No. His basketball drama that
Oh, I
he
don't
came
know
out with.
about
I think
that.
that's Netflix.
I wasn't paying attention, so I thought you meant the J Lo one. I was like,
No.
it's on Hulu, but.
I still need to see that. I've heard that one's really good. And like I said, I'm gonna revisit Uncut Gems, but stuff like Hubie's Halloween, I thought it was fine for what it was,
I didn't like it.
but as it sat with me more, I didn't love it. I haven't loved a lot of his Netflix stuff that I saw. I kind of quit watching his Netflix stuff. So, yeah, he's kind of been a disappointment. Even like Grown Ups, revisiting Grown Ups 1 and 2, I don't like them anymore.
His most recent movies, the last movie that I loved was either Just Go With It or Grown Ups, whichever one came last. I don't remember.
Grown Ups, I think.
Then it was Grown Ups, but otherwise it was Just Go With It. Just Go With It or Just Go With It.
Just go with it.
Just Go With It. I love that movie. That's my favorite movie.
You didn't like Blended?
No.
I think Blended's fine. But I got out of Grown Ups 1 and 2, especially the second one. The second
one was just more stupid than anything.
I could still, like, if she wants to watch Grown Ups, I could still watch it, but it's definitely not something I would. Pick. Yeah, it's not going to be something I would pick personally, or I would even own personally if it wasn't for her liking it. So yeah, it's been a while since he's made a hit for me. But like I said, there's still quite a few of his dramatic stuff I need to see. But Adam Sandler, he was great in the 90s and good in the early 2000s.
It just seems like as time goes on, he's getting less and less.
Yeah, as time goes on, he's kind of just fading. But, like I said, though, it wasn't horrible. It has, the possibilities are there. It's just, I didn't enjoy the fantasy aspect with the changing of his ability to change into these people that he made the shoes for.
It doesn't give a reason, by the way. You didn't overlook it.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't think it gave a reason for it.
It doesn't really give a really specific reason for it. It's just magic.
Yeah, and there's like this. They hint at the end like how cobblers and barbers have a very close relationship, but then their mortal enemies are dry cleaners. For some reason. Like, I guess that's supposed to be for comedy effect, but I just thought it was stupid. I didn't find that funny. And then they set them up at the end of the Cobbler. I don't know if you remember or not, but there's a scene after something is revealed. It sort of sets them up like they're almost like this secret agency or something.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so stupid. I'm like, I don't know, just the way it set it up screamed like a secret agent, a secret agency. And I'm just like, I don't know about it. I'm sorry. I know. It doesn't work for me. So if I had to rate that, I'll say 3 out of 5. I'll say 3 out of 5. The potential is there. I'm not going to dock it all the way down to a very low grade just off of the fantasy alone.
Fantasy didn't bother me, but I just didn't think it was a good movie.
I liked it. I liked parts of it. I would have loved to have seen him going about trying to get money, trying to change himself without that fantasy aspect. I wish they just didn't add that, but I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I think that's a good score for it, but just definitely isn't one I can recommend. I would definitely say just skip it. It's not going to be in my opinion, it's not going to be a classic that you want to revisit over and over. So, but I believe that is everything for the Cobbler. So please come like, subscribe, hit the bell, be notified for all videos, and we will see you all in the next one.